Greetings fellow captains and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships Legends with the Hive Hand. And today, it's been a while since we've done a community replay, so I thought we'd fire them back up with with something a little bit, just a little bit special. So here's our old buddy Diramo. He's featured on the channel a couple of times, usually in the destroyer, but today he's taking out the tier 5 premium Mutsu, and well, you're gonna want to watch this. 23,000 first blood and an insta kill right off the bat. And don't worry folks, there's absolutely plenty more where that came from. Now I've got the Mutsu and I know just how capable this ship actually is. When those massive guns in its tier, like the largest tier in tier 5, hit, my god, does this thing hit. And well, we asked Diramo exactly what his build was like, and now you may have noticed when he usually features, his name is slightly different. He's made a second account because, you know, wanted to challenge himself. So this is a rank 8 commander. I believe, if I remember rightly, it is Condor, and yeah, level 8, not even legendary. So this isn't, you know, well, it might be a super unicum class player, but you know, this isn't a massively built up account level, you know, level 16 legendary 4, you know, plays nothing but battleships. You know, if you're going to class him as a player, he's more a destroyer player, if anything else. But it just goes to show what someone can do. You know, regardless, you just need the patience, the time, put the practice in, understand exactly what you're doing, and maybe a little bit of luck from RNG, and a little bit of luck on the quality of teammates and opposition. And yeah, so we're in a bit of a lull here. It's a little bit slow whilst we're waiting for this cruiser to pop out, well, to be spotted in its smoke screen. It's a bit of a lucky match that there is no destroyers, because one, destroyers have a lot less hit points for you to take, and two, obviously destroyers are like the Achilles heels of battleships. So there he is. Emerald pops up after being detected in smoke, bombs away, and well, alright, okay, there we go. There's the trollish guns of the Mutsu. 6 kilometers out, and yeah, 3,000 damage, one shell hit. So Diramo turns in because I'm assuming he's half expecting torps from the Leander, and obviously you could see me was angling because of the enemy Mutsu, the only other, you know, extremely dangerous ship on the enemy team. He sails broadside and he gives him an absolute paddling, and that was what, 25, close to 30,000 damage from a single salvo. So very smartly, very wisely angles in from the return salvo, and the Mutsu one bangs Diramo's teammate behind him. So Diramo turns, gives the broadside, fires his guns, launches some torps, and he's already turned in to angle back in. And alright, not quite as impressive as the last salvo, but still a pretty beefy hit. So he slows down. I think he was debating capping this, but he's decided, nah, let's roll on now. In normal circumstances, and if I hadn't previously watched this, I would have gone, oh well, that's a bit of a mistake. And oof, another big hit, and the enemy Mutsu hasn't really given anything in return so far. I don't think he's actually even fired a shot at Diramo up to this point. So the Mutsu started angling away. The other Mutsu has fired his torps at Diramo. He's dodged them quite safely, and stupidly the other Mutsu is going to sail broadside again. Now if you sail broadside to a Matsu, you are going to get punished. Like, it doesn't matter what ship you're in, how skilled you are, how lucky RNG is. Eventually, sail broadside to this thing enough, and it's just going to absolutely wipe you out. And in all fairness, I kind of hated this ship at first because the guns, they're just so trolly. But as much as the guns with their accuracy will troll you, the guns will equally troll the enemy, because when they work, they work. I think that's about the only analogy that we can use. So he keeps on pushing around. This flank is completely gone, and he's doing a very respectable, 87, we call it 88,000 damage so far this game. And oh, New York sitting there broadside, waiting for Duramo to come around the corner. As you can see, he's already turning. And okay, welcome to the troll side of the Matsu. Fully broadside New York, about the biggest target in tier 5, and he only scores a couple of thousand damage. He takes 2,000 in return, and as you can see, this is exactly how you play Japanese battleships. Fire your guns, turn, line up straight back up, wait for the return salvo, and then turn yourself back in and start angling against them. And oof, that was a little bit better. And that's when the Iron Duke turns up. So as you can see, he's not going to fully point straight towards the New Mexico. He's going to angle himself. So he's angled to them both. And New York salvo coming in. Okay, New York busts one of his guns, but the damage is fairly insignificant. Salvo away. Oof, there you go. another close on 30,000 damage salvo. And that New York has decided, yep, nah, fuck that, I'm out, I'm going home, this isn't worth it. And wow. Now, a little bit of a mistake. I think Duramo assumed that New York, he couldn't hit the New York couldn't hit him. So he does take a good chunk of return fire. But in all fairness, it could have been much worse. It could have been a lot worse. Particularly with the Matsu having quite a weak broadside. So he fires up his first of his 3 repair kits. And fires a set of torps off, and then that is when he gets really punished, which is why I like this game, because it does show the weaknesses of the Matsu. Its broadside is incredibly weak. Not as weak as the Iron Duke's actually a tanky ship. Say not as weak as the Iron Duke, but it just happens to be the guns that are firing back at him. So yeah, Duramo's gone, right, okay, sod this, I'm not taking another broadside like that again. So he starts to try and angle himself a little bit better, and it looks like it's actually the Bayern off in the distance. And yes, Matsu has torpedoes, and the torpedoes aren't quite as trolley as the guns and actually go in a straight line. And that is the Iron Duke gone, and that is 185,000 damage in a tier 5 ship. Most people struggle to get 185,000 damage in tier 7s, but as you can tell, we're not done yet. And well, this match, although Duramo has been having a whale of a time, it's not really going in the team's favour, as they just equaled the scores on kills. 3 ships left, but that's a full health New York over there, and a pretty juicy looking Bayern, and 193,000 damage. I think you can see where this is going to be going, can't you? Do you think we're going to break the 200,000 damage, or is that Bayern going to fire a salvo and just blow Duramo out of the water? Repair cut 2 going up is the Bayern fires at the friendly battleship instead, and 201,000 damage. And the Confederate medal, obviously quite well deserved in this match. I don't think we can deny him of that. So he's looking. That New Mexico is. What is that New Mexico doing? All the way over there. Alright, so we're looking pretty much maximum range. He switched targets because, well, the Bayern was sailing away. He wasn't presenting a good target. So that you always want to present. You always want to fire at the target that's presenting you the best. And as you can see, maximum range. The troll cannons landed everywhere, but on the New York. But thankfully, the Bayern has decided to very kindly give Duramore on the broadside again. Salvo away. Wait for it. Boom. And that is 202,000 and only, well, kill number 4. This is tier 5, ladies and gentlemen. Tier 5. 202,000 damage with Duramore and what can be arguably classed as one of the most accurate ships in tier 5, the Arizona. And Furutaka finally decides to pop up, and another 15 or 16, 17,000 damage salvo on the New York, bringing us up to, for all intensive purposes, 220,000 damage. I think this may just be a new record. And Furutaka's looking pretty healthy. And troll cannon. One of his shells hit, which bounced. Oh, Mutsu never change. I do, and watching this replay just makes me love this ship even more. It's just a troll to everyone. It's indiscriminate. It'll troll you. It'll troll the enemy, and the 1 overpen. Or was that 1 over 2 overpens? And takes a nasty citadel. I'm assuming that was from the New York. I don't think the Furutaka can actually overmatch. I don't think it could actually penetrate it at that angle. But New York is presenting a tasty looking broadside. Troll or no troll? That is the question. At that kind of range, 8,000 damage salvo. You're not being fair. But this is exactly what this ship does. It's every time you fire the guns, you roll in a set of dice. And Duramore is now the last man standing on his team up against this New York and this Furutaka. So shots out again. Another 10,000 damage. But still, not all the guns hit at 5 kilometers. Really? 245,000 damage. And then, yes, the Mutsu's torpedoes hit the New York, taking us up to 256,000 damage. New Mexico not learning. Duramore, hey, he's electing to fire a gun at a time. Kraken unleashed, because he doesn't want to waste his shells on a dead ship. And shots out at the Furutaka, who's closing in, and kaboom, he's gone. Don't know if you noticed that. Right at the end there, he finishes with a double kill. And in a tier 5 match, a tier 5 match, 280,000 damage. That is absolutely ridiculous. 4,300 base XP, 6 kills, first blood, dev strikes, double strikes, Confederates, high caliber, basically just about all the patches that you could possibly pin on a battleship, all in one match. So I want to give a massive thank you to Duramore. I will pop his channel link in the description below. So he does regularly post gameplays, and they're usually pretty ridiculous, in all fairness. So I want a big shout out to him for reaching out and going, "Hi, if you want to take a look at this?" Because when he tells me to take a look at a video, it's usually something ridiculous. And once again, he hasn't failed. A big shout out to everyone who's watched. Thank you very much for sticking with us. I know I've been a bit crap with my video releases as of late, but you know, twins on the way and stuff. On the way, twins arriving. It's been a bit manic, so I do want to give you all a big thank you and thank you for your patience over the last week or so. And well, until next time, take care.